Howdy guys, lovely to see you all again. Many a moons ago, and I think 2013, a more fully headed Chris, but slightly worse at guitar, Chris did a tutorial on Ashes in Your Mouth by Megadeth, and I recently relearned. I'm like, man, I can play this so much better now, and there's so many little nuances and little phrases that I missed. So we're going to be having a look at Marty's first solo from Ashes in Your Mouth by Megadeth. It is way better than the old one. Please give it a look if you've already seen the other one as well. Let's take a look at this one. Alright guys, let's have a look at the first section. We're going to start off with this unison bend idea 4 times. Let's slow that down. I'm playing 8 of the second string, 10 of the third. At the end of that, resolving to 9 on the third string. At the end of that, I'm going to play 9 again, but I'm changing my position to be able to play 9, 11, 12, and then 11 again on the third string. That's going to sound like this. So all together. At the end of that is a pick slide. Now if you're like me and you either used to use your hands or you do weird thumb pick crap, if you're doing the pick slide, you can get kind of trapped on the frets and it does sound kind of shitty. So what I tend to do is I will use my fingernails and scrape it along the coiled strings, because you get no sound out of those first 3 strings. So if you're a weirdo like me, you can just use sort of the top of the fingernail and scrape it along the guitar with enough distortion. That should sound acceptable. So just on that cheeky pick slide, and then I work into this phrase. I'm going to start off with a hammer on from 10 to 12 on the second string, and then flatten that to play 12 with the first. Now for me, I'm doing a cheeky hybrid pick on my right hand. I would dare say Marty does a hammer on. And that kind of economy picking idea with sort of an up sweep thing. Each to their own. You could probably even alternate pick some of those moments. It wouldn't be too bad. So there's sort of 3 options there. Do what feels good for you. So I've got that hammer on into the flat finger. Then I'm going to pull off 12, 10 to 8 on the second string. I'm doing a pull off into a slide that's going to sound like this. As soon as I get to 8, I hammer into 10. That's kind of flattening down to 10 of the first string. And from that point, I'm going to slide back 10, 8 as a pull off, sliding into 7. So I've got, at that point, I'm going to hammer 7 to 8 on the second string and then do a flat finger to 8 of the first. From that point, I'm doing a pull off from 8 to 7 on the second string, playing 9 of the third. At the end of that, I'm pulling off 8, 7 on the second string and then playing 9, 8 on the third. So altogether, that last chunk's going to go. So that whole last chunk now goes like this. And that's all of the first section. Let's do it again relatively slowly, and then do it again even slower with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. Alright guys, let's have a look at the second section. We're going to start off with this. Let's slow that down. I'm starting off with a bend from 10 of the second string. Then I jump to 9 of the third. I hit it once, and then I have that sort of galloped apple pie rhythm. So I'm doing 2/16 into an 1/8 there. Bit of an Iron Maiden vibe for that little moment. At the end of that, I'm doing a bend from 15 of the second string into 12 of the third. So I got all together. Okay, then we work into this really delicious diminished stuff. This was an absolute pile of hot garbage on my first video, so I took ages getting this right, watching live videos, looking at his hands, slowing the album down, and this is pretty damn cool. So let's slow this down. Start of that, I'm playing 14 of the second string, then playing 12, 15 on the first, and then I want to go back to 14 and then play 12 again. And this time I'm skipping up to the next minor third, so it's all very diminished-y, but instead of going, we're kind of skipping that little 15 in between, so we're going to go like this. After that, I pull off 18 to 12, then I'm going to play 14 on the second string and pull off 15, 12 on the third, so it goes like this. Really cool. Then from that point, I slide into the next position, upper minor third, still very diminished-y, for lack of a better word. From that point, it's got a bit of a Sweet Child of Mine. I know it's kind of a weird comparison, but just the way my fingers are moving when I do this feels very Sweet Child of Mine-y. So I slide into 15, and then I've got, from that point, so we've got sliding in, playing 15 of the third, obviously from the slide, 18 of the first, 17 of the second, and then jumping to 15 on the first string. At the end of that, this is obviously going to have a bit of economy or sweep in it. I'm pulling off 21 to 15, then I'm playing 17 to the second string to 15 of the third. And I reverse that all the way back, I just don't hit the 21 again. At the end of that, big rock and bend, I'm holding 20 of the second string and then bending up 19 of the third, and that is all of that second section. I'm going to play the diminished idea again relatively slowly, and then we'll go right back to the start. All right, let's go right back to the start now, play it relatively slowly, and then again, even slower with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. And that was Marty's first solo from Ashes in Your Mouth by Megadeth. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Please stick around. I will be making the second solo that Marty does, and of course Dave's, and that little harmonized solo that follows Dave's as well in the rest of the song. So stick around. I will be making more lessons for that. If you haven't already joined up to the mailing list, please do so. If you want tabs to this lesson and anything else I do, join up with the Patreon. Of course, I've got my books that I want to plug. Ultimate Shred Machine is out now if you want to up your chops in shredding, sweeping, legato, and tapping. My second book, Rock Guitar Mode Mastery, if you want to up your understanding of how to use the 7 modes in a composed and improvised setting. And of course, my most recent book, Shred Guitar Improvisation, is out now if you want to understand chord targeting, phrasing, groupings, all of that cool stuff. And if you're really excited by all of those, why not get them all in one delightful volume? My Shred Guitar collection is out now, the trilogy of all of those together. And if you're not much of a reader, all 3 of those books are available in a Udemy course as well as a video. Hope you guys have enjoyed the lesson. I'll catch you all very soon.